Welcome to High School English Virtual Orientation with Miss Caldwell. I'm originally from Maryville, Indiana, and I moved to Jacksonville 2 years ago. I'm a mom of 7-year-old boy-girl twins, and they're actually going to be attending Seacoast Christian Academy Elementary this year. Overall, I've worked in the field of education for over 8 years now. I started here at Seacoast in February of last year, and this will be my second year here at Seacoast Christian Academy. A little bit about my education and background. I have a bachelor's in English literature and a master's in human resource management. Overall, English literature is my passion, and I look forward to and am very excited to be working with all of your children this year. This year at Seacoast, we will be using the flipped classroom learning strategy. Now, this learning strategy basically consists of a blended learning for students where they are introduced to the content at home and practice working through it at school. So this is the reverse sort of learning, whereas you would learn all of your instruction in class and then go home to practice. It's a flipped classroom model. We're using the hybrid schedule this year, so I will provide the instruction of the standards and material to students during the online days. And on the in-person days, students will have access to one-on-one instruction with me in the classroom, and they will be able to practice the content they've learned. A little bit about the course descriptions. English 1, which will be for my freshmen English 9A and 9B. This is where students will practice integrated language arts. This course includes the study of reading, writing, speaking, listening, and parts of speech. So by the end of this course, students will be prepared for English 2. English 2 is a continuation of freshman English 1 that further exposes the student to various genres of literature with increased opportunities to explore those genres. So in this course, students will be able to develop more critical reading and writing skills. English 3 is American Lit, and this is a more comprehensive course and a continuation of studies in art and literature. Students will be able to explore the masterworks of American authors in this course, and this also includes intensive writing. And lastly, for English 4, which most seniors take, this is British literature. This is a more comprehensive course as well, and a continuation of the studies of art and literature. British literature explores the masterworks of British authors, poets, novelists, and playwrights. So this course also includes that more intensive writing. Supplies for English. Students will need a 3-ring binder. Specifically for English, this binder needs to have pockets in it for papers that are not hole punched. Within that binder, each student should have 5 dividers, as they will have a different tab where they're going to put different things in each tab for this course. Each student needs to have a pencil pouch where they're able to keep their pens and their pencils and their highlighters. I will be expecting each student to have college-ruled loose-leaf notebook paper in order to place inside each tab of the notebook. Students will need to have blue or black pens to write with. The red pens are optional. We are going to use those when we get more in depth in our writing, and I will ask students to go in and look for errors. That is the only use of the red pen. The pens that they should be writing with should specifically be blue or black. Pencils as well, optional. Pens are fine. And lastly, students will need yellow highlighters. All of these things students will need to bring into class daily and keep them in their pencil pouch. All notebooks should be organized properly daily. Class expectations for English class. A part of the expectations for the class would definitely be the rituals and routines. These are things that students will be expected to do on a daily basis as they enter the classroom. Um, First things first, students are responsible to arrive in class on time respectfully. No talking unless instructed otherwise. Remain seated unless given permission to get up. Each student should stay on task, complete the assignments. Raise your hand if you have a question. Be prepared daily. Listen to others and participate in class discussion. Do not bring food, beverages, or gum into the classroom. And lastly, only the students without a computer will be permitted to use their phones in class, and this is so that they are able to access their Google Classroom material. So whatever I have assigned for the day, if I have asked students to refer to their Google Classroom or to complete an assignment that way, these students will be able to use their cell phones in order to do so if they are without a computer. Should a student cause disruption to the class or display inappropriate behavior, these are the possible consequences for that. The first would be the verbal warning, in which I would give a student a verbal warning, letting them know what they did wrong, and that they need to correct that behavior. Next would be I will give them extra work to do as a consequence. If that doesn't work, I'm going to possibly change the seat arrangement in the classroom for that particular student. A phone call home to the parent or guardian would be next. Lunch detention, after school detention, and lastly, out of school detention. So as you can see, we go through a process of consequences before that out of school detention. So it is important that students, you are following all the rules of the classroom and of the school. Parents, feel free to refer to the student handbook for a full description of the student discipline policy. The English notebook is a very crucial part of the English class and the English course. This should be well organized daily and brought to class daily. I am expecting students to have their notebooks set up accordingly, which we will go through that on the first day of school, how to label their tabs within their notebook. And also, I will be checking notebooks periodically in order to ensure that each student is meeting this requirement. As far as homework goes, homework and or the accountability assignments, which will be counted as homework, will be assigned daily. Some of those assignments may only consist of reading and note taking, and all of which need to be completed. I will be checking those. Any unfinished work will be expected to be completed as homework as well. So students, always make sure if there was something you did not finish up, it is due for homework and on my desk the following day. Tests and quizzes will cover material taught in class and from the textbook. Tests will be given at the end of each unit, and quizzes will derive specifically from the check quizzes within the textbook or just overall what we have covered in that specific section. Absences. Considering we are using the hybrid schedule this year, I will be posting daily to Google Classroom all of the assignments, the video links, the notes, and everything else that I will cover. These pieces will be uploaded into the daily classroom, the Google Classroom. So if a student is absent from class, it is their responsibility to complete all missed work before entering class the following day. Late work policy. All assignments are due at the beginning of class on my back table. And if you are a virtual student, those assignments should be submitted in Google Classroom at the start of each class period. Work will be graded and returned, in which each student is expected to place the graded assignment that I hand back to them in its appropriate tab location in their English notebook. Anything that is not turned in on time will be deducted to 50%. no exception. Parents and students, this next slide is very important. These are the prevention instructions that I have put in place following with the school's overall guidelines. It is important, students, that when you enter the classroom, at all times you should be wearing your face mask, properly worn. Make sure to keep your hands on your things and on your desk, and refrain from touching your face and others as well as their belongings. Make sure to sanitize your hands as necessary, as there will be plenty of hand sanitizer within the classroom provided. Sanitize your own desk before the ending of each class period. And lastly, you should know that I will only permit 2 students at a time to use the class pass to use the restroom. And this is so that we are able to keep down as less people in the bathroom as possible, which would prevent the spread of any possible infections or virus. Now let's take a look at the grading categories and the grading scale. Essays and projects are weighted at the highest percentage, that being 40%, because we will do a lot of writing and we will have a lot of projects that correlate with various different texts that we read this school year. So that is why that weight is a little higher than all of the rest. We will have unit tests and possible quizzes. Those are weighted at 30%. Classwork is still very important. That is weighted at 20%, and homework is weighted at 10%. Students, you should know and you should always pay attention to those classwork and homework assignments, because this could really boost your grade. Say, for instance, you have done poorly on a test or an essay or a project. Those points from each classwork assignment or homework assignment that I have assigned, those few points could land you at a higher grade, maybe say a C or a B or even an A. As far as the grading scale goes, an A will be a 90 to 100%, a B 80 to 89% or points, a C will be 70 to 79%, a D is 60 to 69%, and an F is obviously at 59 and below. Parents and students, you can feel free to email me. This is the best way to contact me during normal school hours and my office hours as well. This is the quickest way that I can reply to you, and you will receive a response from me. Also, you can reach me on my telephone number, my school number. My extension is 407. Parents, I look forward to having a warm and safe school year with all of your children. With faith in Christ, we will have an amazing school year geared towards success.